What's going on, Inspirators? It's your boy Tony D, TonyDoyleInspires.com. I'd like to thank you guys for popping on to the Inspirate channel again today. Today we are going to we're going to delve into it. We're going to get into it. This will be the first of a series because we're going to be talking about the mind, specifically the difference between the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. Why it's important to have awareness as to what's going on in each of those, how we can address if we see some negative limiting beliefs or something otherwise not empowering, how we can clear that out. Like I said, this will be number one, and I've got a couple analogies for you today. So I'm not going to keep you super long, but I really think this is an important thing. Being that this is the basis literally of how we manifest, how we create success on this 3D planet that we're on right now. So if those type of things about the mind, the conscious, superconscious, subconscious, limiting beliefs, paradigms, if those are things that are interesting to you, definitely stick around for this video. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell symbol. That will give you notification every day when we put out brand new content. And we do put out a new video every single day to keep you inspired. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up, please. If you really love it, send it directly out to your friends, share it, social media, groups, pages, whatever you like. All right, so that being said, we are going to get into a little bit about the subconscious, the difference between that and the superconscious, and of course our conscious thoughts, where core beliefs fit into that, what are paradigms, and like I said, this is going to be video one of a series because this, for one, it's super important. For two, there's a lot of information. And it's going to be something that is, I believe, it's going to take multiple times and in different ways. So I've come up with a couple analogies that hopefully will help you see some of these nuances in it today. And we'll go from there. Comment down below as we're going any questions you guys may have. Any aha moments that the video may provide. If you've got some insight that you'd like to share with the community, do that as well, or go to our Facebook group of the same name, NSPR8. You can put that in the group, or you can put it here on YouTube. All right, so that being said, let's get into it. Subconscious, okay? So a lot of people use subconscious and superconscious interchangeably. And there are a few ways that we can look at it. I like to separate them out, as do most neuroscientists. And actually, there's even more breakdown that we'll probably get to by video 3 or so. But let's work with these 3 sections. Conscious mind, that 5% that we're able to do in our waking state. So it's the things that we consciously think about. And we maybe try to create, or thoughts and feelings that we have here in our conscious present state. Once again, that is only 5% of what goes on. 95% happens otherwise, okay? So the superconscious might not be a term that everyone knows. Superconscious is technically the term for what we do when a core belief becomes a paradigm and then moves into what they call automacy, which means it happens automatically. So things like our heartbeat, breathing, all manner of different things like that happen automatically, okay? And so there's a gray area in there where the subconscious works, all right? And we'll get into it here, but really what the subconscious is the job of the subconscious on a day-to-day basis is to prove us right. And I'll show you how that works. And it's both the reason that it could be hard, quote unquote, for us to change beliefs, and the reason why it's not hard at all. So there's a little key in that. And for those of you who believe in the law of attraction and you know the concept, like energy attracts like energy, boomerang effect, etc., we're going to get into a little bit of that as well. All right, so what we're going to talk about today is recognizing things in the subconscious or even in the superconscious which are not empowering, or even worse so, are limiting. All right, and so once we recognize that, and once we have that awareness, and first and foremost, we need to use our conscious mind to have that awareness, right? So our conscious mind is not great at impressing things on the subconscious, and definitely not on the superconscious, okay? It takes a lot of time if you're going to do something like autosuggestion, which would be like your affirmations, those type of things. The newest science suggests it takes a minimum of 66 days to get to automacy. So a lot of folks don't want to practice something for 66 days, or can't even decide that that is what they want to do for that many days in a row. So therefore it becomes a little bit difficult. And once again, I'm going to put the quotes up. It is difficult, okay? Because as I stated before, the role of the subconscious is to prove you right, okay? So the subconscious is literally a co-creator with the law of attraction, okay? Those of you, once again, who know about the law of attraction, we put out our intention to the universe, to God, to the field, whatever you'd like to say, creation itself. When that energy comes back and within our own selves, the piece of us that makes that correct, and as Abraham says, the law of attraction will always make anything we believe correct. The way we do that inside of ourselves is through our subconscious mind. Okay, they call it the prover mind. And literally that's the job, is to collect information that proves what we believe is correct, or in fact create proof for that to be true. All right, so once again, like I said, that can be our downfall. It can also be our saving grace, because once we understand the awareness of that, and how we can use that best to our own benefit to get the things that we'd like to experience into our lives, the thoughts, the feelings that we'd like to have, increase the joy, the happiness, etc., then we are able to use that to our benefit, as opposed to what most of the time is what happening is negative beliefs going on behind the scenes, right? And we've all had that. We've talked in previous videos about self-talk and, negative self-image and those things, and how we limit ourselves, our potential, through that subconscious programming, all right, as it were. As if our mind is a supercomputer, bigger in scope, faster, and able to do way more processes than any computer ever invented. But still, like I said, 95% of the things that we do are not under our conscious control on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute basis. All right? So, it has been proven, and we'll go into some of this in future videos as well, but it has been proven that the majority of the things that we are running our life on, the paradigms, which are just a string of beliefs that we have, the paradigms that we run our life on were formed in us between the 3rd trimester, so before we were even born, up until about the age of 8 or so. Okay? So everything we took in at that time, so you're talking about parents primarily, you're talking about other family members, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, you're talking about some teachers, you're talking about pastors, priests, maybe Sunday school teachers, anybody who had an influence, even friends, before the age of 8. And what's key about that age is that's when the conscious mind kind of takes control. And what the conscious is good about doing is filtering out the things that get impressed into the subconscious. Okay? So, and that's what we didn't have a lot of as it was still forming and coming into its own. Okay? Now, it serves a great purpose. You know, as we said before, breathing, our heart beating, all the internal things that we do, even fight or flight, you know, certain automatic things that we do in our nervous system, the chemicals that are pumped throughout us, our cells regeneration, all of those things are not things we want to have to consciously think about. So it served a great purpose in a large part of our programming, especially those things that initially got to automacy, okay? Because those were things that were going on without and out of our control. Now, as I said, the other things that happened, though, were from external sources. So not necessarily from the universe specifically, but more from our environment and those people, places, and things who had a big impact on us before the age of 8. So there is a very good chance, like 100% chance, that you have a bunch of limiting beliefs that were programmed that are things that you never had a say in, things that are not true, are someone else's limiting beliefs that you are now operating on. Okay? We all know these things. We've talked about them. If you're on this channel, you're conscious, you already know the beliefs that we're talking about here. And a large majority of us have tried to address some of those things already, right? We know that when we say money doesn't grow on trees, those of us who are conscious know that's a limiting belief. Not that they really grow on trees, but the underlying belief of that is money is hard to come by. And what that causes is our subconscious mind to prove to us that money is hard to come by. Same thing with love. Same thing that's important in all areas of our life. Once again, that subconscious programming that we allowed to get to automacy that runs at the back of our mind all the time and filters out any conscious things that we may put into it or try to put into it. It makes it, once again, I'm going to say, makes it difficult. And I'll tell you in a second again, I'll reinforce why I keep doing that. But it makes it difficult to overcome those things, okay? So first and foremost, the reason I keep doing that, once again, subconscious mind is the prover mind. And if we believe that it's difficult to change or to change a belief, it will be difficult. And the subconscious will make that happen, okay? So we're self-sabotaging the fact that we want to consciously change already when we believe those things, okay? So we have to understand how easy it honestly is to change, okay? So we'll talk a little bit about today. Like I said, I don't want to keep you super long today, but we will go for a little while here, and I've got several follow-up videos already planned for you guys. But let me just give you an analogy of cleaning up your house, Okay, we'll talk about cleaning up your house. So, so you decide to clean up your house. Okay, you might be able to put things in like 3 different categories, right? You've got things that you love for whatever reason. Either they're functional or they've got memories attached. They've got there's a reason you for sure want to keep them. Okay, those are things that may just need tidied up. They might need dusted. They may need sorted and organized. Okay, but those are for sure things that you're going to keep, right? You also may have some functional things that have fallen in disrepair, right? So they might need repaired. They may need some TLC. They may need some deep scrubbing, some cleaning up, a little tinkering to get them back to optimal. But they're definitely something that you want to hold on to, okay? And then we all have, in our house, we all have a lot of things that we have just collected over time, right? Things that either are trash or for whatever reason no longer serve. They're in so far disrepair that they are not worth saving. And they're basically just taking up space, right? So, just as easy as we can make a decision to throw out an old magazine or newspaper, we can also choose to get rid of those beliefs and paradigms, thoughts that no longer serve us, okay? So we need to think of it in terms of that, regular house cleaning. And when we make it not such a big deal, you know, if you only cleaned your house at spring cleaning time once a year, it would be a big deal, right? If you take care of those things on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, it's not such a big deal. So same thing when we're changing beliefs. If we let it get all the way to an automatic paradigm, it's going to be a little more difficult. Okay, and once again, that's a decision I'm making right now. It doesn't have to necessarily be difficult, but the longer we wait and the more automatic it is, the more deprogramming that we'll have to do there. Okay, so it's kind of like we have to peel away the onion because we let the onion fully form, as opposed to getting it when it was only one layer over there. So that's the one thing I want you to do. I want you to think about it as a simple task as throwing out the trash daily. Okay. Think about it, maybe it's dinner, it's the scraps from dinner. Do we let them sit there for months and months and months and grow mold and grow this and grow that? Or do we take care of it right away? And do we not have any feelings about taking care of it right away? In fact, does it feel really good to get cleaned up and get a fresher smell? You know what I mean? Fresher, just a feeling of completeness and satisfaction. So if we can get to that point when we're cleaning out our thoughts and our paradigms, it will be so much easier for us to do so. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about today, and just working on that like right away, as soon as we can recognize and have an awareness that some of those thoughts are not serving us. Okay, so here are 3 things that we know to be true. Okay, and these things will empower you in doing this process. Number 1, change always takes place in the now, the here and now. Okay, so why that's important? Because it may have been 30, 40, 50 years that you've been putting these beliefs in, reinforcing them, practicing them every single day, but none of that matters, okay? Because that's all the past. It's all a memory, and as long as we keep doing that, we're just operating from the past. But change is always in the here and now. That means it's always possible now. The possibility is in the present, all right? Number 2, You personally hold all the power and authority to make the change. Okay? You're an adult. You don't have to check with anyone. Okay? You can make a choice and a decision to believe a different thought. Okay? You can promote that. You promote the thoughts that serve you. You demote the thoughts that do not. Right? If you have to fire a few around, along the way, get rid of them. And the third thing I want you to think about, something that we know to be true that will empower you in this process. There is no assertion. There is no law of assertion. It's all law of attraction. We've attracted everything to us. But the other thing with that is you are the thinker of all your thoughts. Okay? So at this point, you have a conscious mind. Okay? Unless I'm talking to some 6-year-olds right now, who even, if they're conscious enough to be watching this channel, they're even developing that at this point, right? So you have a conscious mind, which means you are the thinker, okay? We can get into a whole discussion of 5D, 4D, 3D, but I'm telling you right now, you are the screenwriter, you are the producer, you are the actor, and which one of those you choose to be at any moment is completely up to your choice. But you can always choose to go back to the beginning and write a new script, okay? So I hereby empower you to do that and do that right now. So let me just wind it up here for this first part like this. Your subconscious mind is called the prover mind, okay? Whatever beliefs are impressed in it, for whatever reason, from whatever source, it is the subconscious mind that makes that true for you. Okay? Once again, it will collect evidence that it can find. If it can't collect it, it will create it. Once again, that is both your downfall and your saving grace, depending on how you look at it and how you use it. Okay? I suggest you use it as your saving grace. Okay? Because if your subconscious mind will prove whatever belief you put into it and impress upon it, then you are completely and 100% able to put a belief that is empowering and something that you want to live your life by. Okay? It's like in installing a new character trait. You can totally do that. We've talked several times about one of my favorite manifestation techniques, which is called imaginal acts. And the reason why it works so well is exactly what we're talking about. Because we're talking about using creativity to change the paradigm, the way that you perceive life completely. All right? So I'm going to suggest to you, you can use this imaginal act. You can use your own innate creativity to create through imagination, okay? You can use that to change your beliefs and thus the paradigms that you are running on a day-to-day basis, all right? So we'll talk a little bit more about how we do that. But basically, the process of imaginal beliefs is you create the belief you want. You collect evidence for that, which may, in this case, mean acting as if, coming up with positive affirmations, those types of things. And then you get in alignment with that and you become it, right? And we'll talk more about that. You can definitely check out some of the manifestation technique videos that we have on this channel for more about imaginal acts, Neville Goddard, those type of things. But that's the basic process, okay? So basically you're going to imagine. You have to determine what you don't want, okay? We let go of that. We thank it for its service because realize that at some point it did serve us in some capacity, right? So we thank it for its service. We're not trying to create any ill feelings. We're not trying to create any resistance, but we are trying to upgrade. and we look at it just like that. We look at it just like throwing out the trash and going to get some new fresh fruit, right? We're going to throw out the pieces that we didn't use before. Those are rotting. We're going to get some fresh stuff that's going to help us grow, right? So same thing here. So we are going to take that and we are going to install it, all right? I've got one other thing I want to share with you. It's kind of topical, so it may be able to help see the process work through this story or through this example. So, how does fake news work? Okay, we hear fake news. Everybody's talking about fake news. Fake news is a real phenomenon. It happens all the time. I'm in the communication industry. We all know that it exists. We know how it exists. But I'm telling you, the way that they make this true, those people who are purporting fake news and making it into a reality of our everyday, is exactly the same thing. They're using an imaginal act. So what they're doing is creating something they want to be true. It might not necessarily be 100% true right now, okay? It works better if there's already a little truth to it. Why? Because our subconscious mind will find the proof that exists. That helps plant that seed, right? The subconscious mind will then look to create, okay? It looks to create evidence of that truth further. So once they can beat it over your head enough times, right? So you'll see it start appearing in multiple places, and people posting through newspapers, radio, they'll get celebrities or political figures on board, all kind of different inputs, okay? Multiple times, similar to an affirmation, okay? So you're getting this multiple times. They're using a core nugget truth, okay? So there's a truth that your mind can latch onto and say, aha, that is true. I know that's true because I already believe that. Therefore, I wonder if this is true. How could it be true? I think it is true. I'm going to make it true, okay? So then the subconscious mind goes about bringing those pieces and parts together using the fact that there's multiple sources, which was also an implant from the beginning, as I stated earlier, but they'll use, your subconscious mind will use that as a fact, in communication, when you have multiple sources, over 3 sources, that's always considered a credible or a more credible report, right? So, same thing with our subconscious mind. Once again, that's where we get everything that we're living our life by. But the purporters of fake news, and I thought it might be something that a lot of you guys could really latch onto because it is so predominant in our culture currently. People talk about it, you see it, we all have experienced it, we've all seen it. We've probably all been swayed by it to some extent. So I want to let you know that you can use that for positive as well. Your mind will find the proof to anything that you want to put inside of it. You are the creator, and it's meant to be like that, okay? You are the creator of your experience. So, and this is the way the process works, okay? The problem is if you don't know the way the process works and you spend 50, 60, 70, 80, your whole lifetime of years just going through the motions of something that was impressed on your mind before the age of 8, then did you really live a full experience of your life? And I'm here to tell you didn't. There's lots more things you can live. So, like I said, we'll have more videos on this, but I wanted to leave you with that analogy something that I think you can latch on to. But basically, here's the thing. The subconscious or superconscious is running 95% of what we do, what we hear, what we say, what we feel every single day. You know, therefore it is the largest part and controls our perception. Okay, so perception is just a string of paradigms. Okay, paradigms are a string of beliefs. Beliefs are just thoughts that we keep thinking. And once again, the subconscious mind will make that belief true because that's its job. It is the prover mind. So, wanted to start with that. I wanted to let you know definitely of the possibility to change. The possibility is always there and the power is in your hands, 100%. I will reinforce this with future videos. I've got at least 2 more videos on this subject that will help you do that. Please comment down below if any of this helped you or if it brought up other questions that you want to ask that you'd like for me to answer in subsequent videos. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell symbol. That's the notification sign, and it'll let you know every day when we upload new content. Do hit the thumbs up if you like this. It actually works. YouTube uses it to increase the visibility of this video to other like-minded souls. And if you love it, don't wait for YouTube. Send it out directly to a friend. Post it in other social media avenues, groups, pages, those type of things. All right. So once again, the power of your subconscious mind. You are in control, but only when you have that awareness and you're able to use the processes and tools in order to kind of deregulate what's going on now and put some more positive, self-serving thoughts, actions, feelings, put those things into motion. All right. So once again, this is Tony Doyle, TonyDoyleInspires.com. Thanks for stopping by the NSPR8 channel. Remember, if you're not inspired, you're just not looking around enough. We're abundant in so many ways. There's inspiration out there for you. So until tomorrow, peace. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.